Good evening, my Roslins and Roskins. Mother is back. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how you need to stop eating out. You really seriously do. You need to learn how to make your unhealthy cravings and favorite foods at home in a healthy version so that you can unbig your back. What is Mother talking about? Roslins, Rosikins. Mother's talking about the fact that you, and I've been guilty of this, will go to Domino's Pizza and order, like, let's say, any type of like pizza, and you're getting a small one because you don't want a medium and you don't want a large because you're not a big back, but you're still a big back. And you're going to eat that in one day, right? And you think that you're like making a healthier decision when in truth you're still sabotaging yourself, because that's like what, like 3,000 calories total, if not more, even in that small pepperoni or veggie pizza. And so Mother is learning a different trick. So I was scrolling on YouTube shorts, and I've been really looking at different unhealthy alternatives and to make my favorite foods healthy. And for me, as you know, I'm on my vegan journey, plant-based journey, most so vegetarian vegan. I'm gonna go with vegan, okay? And I'm learning to completely go that way instead of, like maybe you eat Cheez Its or something. That's not vegan. But yeah, bear with me. So, anyway, I was looking at different alternatives and I found a tortilla pizza. So, what you do is that you have a tortilla, you put your sauce on there, you put your cheese on there, and then you put your meat or veggies or whatever you want on there. And then you put it inside of your air fryer for like 5 minutes and it cooks it. And then you have a low cal pizza and you can eat the whole thing and not feel guilty. And I was researching on how to make it a vegan, completely vegan, where there's no animal products whatsoever, even vegan cheese, vegan fake meat if I wanted, vegetables, um, gluten-free tortilla, etc., with a lot of protein. So I've been literally looking into how to quench my cravings and my thirsts for things that are not healthy and making it healthy to fit my lifestyle and my fitness goals. And so, what Mother is basically trying to say is that you have to look at alternatives. You have to stop eating out, because what I'm realizing is once you eat out, you're paying somebody to make you fat. I don't care what you say. It's one thing if your guilty pleasure you do, like, let's say once a month or like twice a month, if that. But the truth of the matter is that money does add up and it also could set you back. You don't want to sabotage yourself because you're craving. You want to quench your cravings, but also realize that you're still within your wealth goals and journey. And another thing I was looking at was how to make, ice cream, but like a protein vegan type. And I realized that mashed ripe bananas come in handy. They're also a great egg alternative, as you can see in some of the photos I'm showing here. And then I love oatmeal, and I was looking at how to make like overnight oats, like very healthy. So, like, these are certain things that I look for nowadays, and I'm trying to brainstorm in order to make my healthy lifestyle choices more impactful and to give it longevity, right? Because what I'm realizing is once you fold to your cravings with something bad, it's like a never ending slope. And you don't want to go down this slope, because let me tell you, Mother literally ate like a Pop Tart. I know it's not vegan. I have cravings. Anyway, and then I ate another pack of a Pop Tart because there's two pastries, or yeah, in one, because it was there in the office. We're not going to talk about it, okay? Mother has her weaknesses, and it's definitely sugar and bread. Those are my two biggest weaknesses. I don't care what no one says. And so, for me personally, I'm going to find a way to make a vegan Pop Tart. I don't fucking care. Mother does not care. I'm going to find a way to make sweet vegan treats. And some of those ways is making, for me, I'm also thinking about buying popsicle molds and then creating like watermelon popsicles or like a smoothie popsicle. Oh, so good. I'm sorry. My mother is like literally, let's just say, I love creating my own dishes. For example, also like ramen. You know how some people go out to get ramen from the restaurants, which have great ramen? make your own. Get some rice noodles, get a mason jar or over the stove in a pan, whatever you want, pot, sorry. Put in your vegetables, put in your seasoning, put in if you eat meat with meat, and if you don't like me, I don't eat the meat with it. I'll put tofu or a vegan meat alternative, beans, etc. Things like that, right? And you put it inside of your mason jar, shake it up with some hot boiling water. Boom, you got ramen, or cook it on in a pan. I do that too. Some of you might add an egg to it. I used to add eggs when I wasn't vegan, etc. So, like, these are different ways you can have a budget, make your own food, you know what goes into it. You're also satisfying your own craving and you're saving money, and you're also sticking within your health journey and getting healthier by the day, right? And another thing I'm learning too is that when it comes down to eating out, you tell yourself, right? Because I've done this, where it's like, okay, I'm just going to eat out this weekend and then I'm not going to go back to the restaurant again. Let's be honest, a lot of times you will make it a habit, especially if you're being lazy with your cooking skills personally. And if you're kind of like tired after a long day at work, you will literally find a way to go and continue going throughout the week to that same bad restaurant, right? That's not good for your health. Also, another thing that I realized too is meal prepping. Meal prepping is a savior to you, right? So when you meal prep, you want to make sure that you are meal prepping something that you really like to eat damn near every day. For me, I would meal prep a tortilla pizza, but I probably wouldn't do it like every single day unless I'm really craving it. But even then, like one tortilla pizza done right is literally like one whole tortilla pizza is literally the amount of calories for one slice of a small pizza um, at Domino's. So let's say the small pizza slice is like 370 calories. That whole little tortilla pizza you made yourself and healthier that still satisfies your craving is literally 370 calories. So not only are you eating more with the volume in a healthier way, you're getting more for your buck. Like you'll be satisfied and you won't have as many calories that ate, and it won't become addictive to you in the sense of you just have to keep eating more. You get the little Domino's pizza, then you get the little breadsticks on the side. Again, I'm speaking from personal experience. Anyway, so things like that, like you want to be aware of your triggers, you want to be aware of the unhealthy like parts of your diet that keep setting you back, and then make an alternative. For example, zucchini noodles. I love making vegan spaghetti with zucchini noodles. Zucchini noodles are amazing. They're really no carbs, they're very low cal, and they're plants, right? So it just tastes amazing with the spaghetti sauce. And for me, the vegan beef, which is like an alternative to actual beef, or you could cook it with, let's say, some type of beans or just the sauce. That's so many less calories and you get to eat more. I also can't help but think of volume eating. You know how like fast food places give you large portions for your money, right? You want to make sure that when you're eating large portions, they're volume eating in the sense of, because some people really like to feel full. I know I'm one of those people. You want to eat a big portion of something low cal that's healthy for you, like vegetables. If you sub that for, let's say, pasta or rice or different things like that, instead of eating a big bowl of rice or a big bowl of pasta with your spaghetti or with your meals, you create more healthy fullness for yourself without the guilt or setbacks of excess calories and carbs. So you want to look into that, right? Volume eating. And I realized that at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out that helps you to lose weight. But the type of body you create also has to do with how much of something you're consuming. And I'm not saying that you go over your calorie intake that keeps you on track with your weight loss journey or your weight loss maintenance. But what I am saying is that you have to really explore what is cost effective for you and what is health effective for you. Um, and you also just have to realize that certain things you just have to not have in your dwelling, right? You have to also develop discipline, self-discipline, and when you do mess up, you're honest with yourself and you're accountable, and you don't try to push it as not a big deal, because it is a big deal. Because you have to think that every time you consume something that is not good for you, you are sabotaging your health, sabotaging your body, sabotaging your skin, sabotaging your hair growth, sabotaging your self confidence, your self esteem, sabotaging your mental health. Because as we know, especially as women, when our body is not right, we are not right. When our beauty is lacking, we are lacking. And yes, I'm going to say that because it's just the damn truth. And you could miss me with the everybody is, is acceptable, and bigger women, like, they're still beautiful, and everybody's beautiful. And let's look at what our life really gets us, and then we'll talk. And that is not to say that a woman that's bigger cannot be sexy or beautiful. I don't believe that. I believe they can be, but health is wealth, honey. And you got me fucked up. I will never, ever, 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 ever be so male centered, to be fetishized upon because I'm voluptuous, to the point that my health is in jeopardy. You got me fucked up, okay? You got me fucked up. Literally. And also this, men will say one thing, but look at what they actually go for. You over here 200 pounds, and you're trying to tell me, oh, men love me like this. You mean men love to F you like this. But are they actually going to take you serious? What they can see is that you have a lack of discipline, and you have, a lot of meat or fat in all the right places for them to enjoy their arousal more with you in bed. But you do not have their respect. You just have their lust, their fetishization, all those different things. And so you as a woman have to be honest with yourself, especially if you're listening to this video and getting offended or trying to, how does one say, rationalize your eating disorder. Yeah, I'm going to say it. It's an eating disorder. And you know what? Mother could say that because I deal with this sometimes too. I've also dealt with this sometimes. I'm currently dealing with things like this sometimes. And the eating disorder is the fact that you are binging on shit you have no business and jeopardizing your health because there's something inside you that you got to square away and fix, because there is no reason why you as a woman should be jeopardizing your beauty and your health for the sake of food. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. And I can only say this because I know exactly how you feel, whether you think I do or not. And for me, in my channel, like I always tell my Rosalynds and Rosakins, it's about accountability. And if you're getting offended by the truth, then you could click off or come back later, because you're going to hear this message if you keep listening. And I'm going to continue to preach this message because it's important. I'm literally tired of the fact that food literally controls a lot of us. And we literally become weak in the knees for some sugar, some flour, and some salt, right? We become addicts to these things. And the people that create these foods and processed foods and etc. know what they're doing. These fast food places know what they're doing. They're getting us to a bliss point where we become addicted to the food that they sell. And we're spending our money, and we're getting sicker and sicker, and I guess developing diseases from this stuff, causing cancer, causing diabetes, causing obesity, etc. And then we consume a lot of beauty stuff to try to mask that shit, when it's really our health that we should be concerned about, because that's where beauty comes from, is really your healthy body. And so it's all these things. It's a never-ending cycle of us as consumers, and just women in general, and men, being at the mercy of our stomachs. And we need to learn how to discipline ourselves and how to be honest and take accountability. People want to always say that skinny people have an eating disorder. I don't believe that. I believe that skinny people are actually at optimal health, especially if they are the type of skinny that's also fit, right? When I look at Victoria's Secret's model, I don't think, oh my God, she has an eating disorder. I think, wow, she has discipline. She's gorgeous. When I look at someone that's talking about body positivity, and over here, what I eat in a day as a fat person, yeah, you got a fucking eating disorder. Missing with the bullshit, you know? So, like, for me, if we're honest here, the person that truly has the eating disorder is the person that cannot stop consuming, even if it is at the detriment of their health. At least I could say that the skinny person that might deal with being very, body aware, or even someone that might have anorexia, They have a body dysmorphia and they're very much aware, although they feel helpless. My problem is when people that are bigger have their own version of body dysmorphia as well, but on the opposite side of the scale, and always want to act like they're fine or act like there's something wrong with you because you don't consume 1,000 calories every single meal that you eat, right? Which is like a pound. If you times that by three for the average American, if not more with snacking, you're literally getting a pound every day. And I just can't with that shit. And so this is why I'm making these videos to help my Roslins and Rosakins that want to unbake their back. There is nothing wrong with wanting to enjoy food. That is not what I'm saying. There is nothing wrong with eating. That's not what I'm saying. But there is something wrong when you're harming yourself through your inability to be disciplined with what you eat and how much of what you eat. There is something wrong when food changes your mood daily. Like there are days, where anyone, you hungry, you hangry, we get it. We're human, right? Hunger is a natural I guess the feeling that we all get biologically. But it's another when food is like your God, right? It's another when you're eating so much you don't know why. Because it's emotional or traumatic response to something deeper that you haven't really sat down with yourself and actually worked through. It's another when it's a mental illness. It's another when you let it rule your life and your finances. And it's another when it ends up becoming so big of importance to you that you let it wreck your health. So this is what I'm saying this because we have to be honest with ourselves, my Roslins and Rosikins. I believe there's always a healthy alternative to everything that these pharmaceuticals and these fast food companies and these processing food companies have created to hurt us. There is always a healthy, natural, holistic alternative that we can look into. Yes, it might be more expensive at the beginning. But over time, you're saving yourself a lot of medical bills. You're saving yourself a lot of eating disorder problems. You're saving yourself a lot of mental health issues. You're saving yourself a lot of insecurities. You're saving yourself a lot of shame, right? You're saving yourself from so much when you take the initiative to invest in your health through your diet and through exercise. And people will not understand, but your body will thank you over time and your beauty will shine even more because your beauty is not just at face value, it's body value internally that oozes out, you know, to show your beautiful face, skin, hair, nails, etc. You know? So, Mother just wants to say that please look into alternatives. Our bodies need our help the most, especially nowadays because we're all like getting stressed about job security, about like bills, about tariffs, inflation, the air is polluted, our food is crap, it's not even real food. It's just so much stuff that we are dealing with as people in general. And the last thing you want to do is make somebody rich while they're making you broke and sick. And so that's why I'm just saying, as your mother, you should get into that kitchen, find healthy alternatives, and live your best, healthy, skinny life on God, because we don't have any broke, fat, and unmotivated and ugly children over here. None of my children, none of you are bad built and undisciplined and broke, okay? And if you are having a rough patch, because Mother has gone through a numerous amount of rough patches in her life as well, so I understand it's definitely a mindset shift. But if you're at that rough place in your life right now, Mother is here to encourage you that you can be and will be who you wish to be, but it is a daily choice and a mindset shift that is needed before you can manifest that type of environment. But the first thing you need to do is listen. And Mother knows it's a process with understanding your health, understanding your body type, understanding your skin, your hair, your nails, etc. Giving you that endurance and that stamina while you're working out. All of this is a process. And so, what you have to do is pay attention to your body. When you eat certain foods, what is the result? And if it's an unhealthy one, you try to find an alternative to quench those habits or those cravings you have for that unhealthy alternative. And if there is no healthy alternative that you feel satisfies you, you learn to live without that craving in the sense of that food. And so, Mother just wants to tell you that despite where you are on your health journey, if you're starting out, if you already reached your goals, you're just trying to maintain it, and if you're in the middle, you have got this, you have come far. There are a lot of people who won't listen or learn these type of advice or wisdom in regards or learn from other people's experience in regards to how to build a healthier, better life and body. But I'm only telling you what I'm finding out for myself through my personal experience. And I felt the need to share this because it's really life changing when you think about it. And if you implement these things into your life, the weight will fall off, the weight will be maintained that you have if you're already at your dream body. And it also will help save you money in the long run. So with that, Mother's going to say, ciao.